Hello viewers, I am Deepthi. Today I am going to solve the renowned Karnataka ICSE School Association Preparatory Examination for Physics ICSE Class 10, Science Paper 1 for the year 2022-23. As you know the pattern, our first question is 15 MCQ. Coming to first MCQ, the SI unit of moment of force is Newton meter. Then 1 kgf meter is equal to option A 98 Newton, B is 9.8 Newton meter, and our correct option is B, which is 9.8 Newton meter. Part number 2, the correct relationship between kinetic energy and linear momentum is P square is equal to 2mk. This is the correct relation and this is our option number C. So C is correct in part number 2. In third, a body of mass 4 kg is moving with a velocity of 4 meter per second. A body of mass 4 kg is moving with a velocity of 4 meter per second. If the mass is doubled and velocity is tripled, then the ratio of initial and final kinetic energy, m dash, mass is doubled, it means 2m, or you can say 2, m means 4, 8 kg. And then v dash, velocity is tripled. Tripled means 3v, it means 3v is 4, it means 12 meter per second. Now, initial kinetic energy and final kinetic energy. Half mv square and half m dash v dash square is equal to half cancelled. Value of m is 4 and v square is also 4 into 4. And the denominator m dash is 8 to v square is 12 into 12. So 4, 2, 8, 4, 3, 12, 4, 3, 12. 1 upon 3, 3 is 9, 9 is 18. So ratio is 1 is to 18 and this is our option number B. In second part, our correct option is C, P square is equal to 2mk. In fourth part, which of the following has the least ionizing power? A option X-ray, beta ray and C is gamma rays. The correct answer is C, gamma rays. In fifth part, the source of ultraviolet light is A. Electric bulb, B. Red hot iron ball, C. Sodium vapor lamp and D. Carbon arc lamp. And the correct option is B. Carbon arc lamp because quartz lamp with iodine vapor releases ultraviolet light. In part number 6, an object AB is placed in front of convex lens at its principal focus as shown in the figure. As you know, the diagram of convex lens is drawn here. AB object as it is focus. So we know that when the object is placed at focus, the ray which is going parallel to the principal axis will pass to focus and another ray which passes from optical center will go undeviated. So our correct option is A in 6th part because this diagram is correct. In 7th part, two sounds of same loudness and same pitch produced by two different instruments differ in their, because instruments are differ, so they differ in their. B part is waveform. Our correct option is B, which is waveform. Other are amplitude, frequency, all of the above, these are incorrect. 7th, when you increase the loudness of the ringtone of your mobile phone, the frequency of ringtone A increases, B decreases, C remains same. Because we are not changing the frequency, we are changing the loudness. So no effect on the frequency. It means frequency remains same. C part. In 8th, C option is correct. It remains same. In 9th part, a graph is drawn. Find the resistance of the conductor. Here in this graph, you can see on y-axis they have taken current. On x-axis, voltage is there and the readings are 2 and then 10, or you can say 4 and then 20. But we know that this graph shows conductance. This is IV graph. It means this is showing conductance. If we take y-axis, the value is 2 upon V, it means 10. 2 upon 10, it means 1 upon 5. But they have asked resistance. The resistance is the reciprocal of conductance. So reciprocal of 1 upon 5 is 5 ohm. So correct answer is 5 ohm. This is our option number C. In 9th part, the option C is correct, which is 5 ohm. In 10th, the magnetic field lines inside a current carrying solenoid are A. circular and they do not intersect each other. B. circular at the ends but they are parallel to the axis inside the solenoid. C. along the axis and parallel to each other. Our correct option is C. along the axis and they are parallel to each other inside the solenoid because it is current carrying conductor. And the correct option is C. In 11th part, which of the following statement is true about the line segment CD? This is our phase CD. Now, A option is solid is melting with constant temperature. B is a solid is melting with rise in temperature. And C, a liquid is heating with rise in temperature. We know that in this phase BC, all the ice has melted at the C point. So this is the liquid phase. So CD represents the liquid phase with rise in temperature because you can see temperature is also increases on y-axis is temperature. This is increasing with time. So our correct option is C. A liquid is heating with rise in temperature. In 12th part, the magnetic strength of an electromagnet can be increased by, very simple question, increasing the strength of the current, increasing the number of turns of the coil, placing magnetic material core. D, all of the above, and we know that D, all of the above is the correct option. In 13th part, the wavelength of light in medium A is 600 nanometer. Wavelength is given as 600 nanometer, 10 raised to the power minus 9. And then wave enters medium B of refractive index 1.5 with respect to medium A. It means mu is given as 1.5. Now we need to find the lambda dash, change in wavelength. So lambda dash is equal to lambda upon mu. This is our formula, lambda upon mu. And lambda is 600 upon mu is 1.5. So 15, 400. So 400 nanometer, it means it decreases. So A option, the wavelength of light becomes 1.5 times the initial wavelength. It means we are multiplying these two, but this is not correct. B option, wavelength of light decreases. So our correct option is B because you can see it is decreasing from 600 to 400. 14th part, ice dash on melting, wax dash on melting. A option expands and contract, B contracts and expand. Ice contract on melting and wax expand on melting. This is our correct option number B. In 15th part, the wavelength range of white light is, we know that 4000 Armstrong to 8000 Armstrong, but there they have given in nanometer. So A option is 4000 to 8000 nanometer, B is 400 to 800 nanometer, C is 40 to 80 nanometer and D is 4 to 8. So correct option is B, 400 to 800 nanometer because nano means 10 to the power minus 9. So B option is correct in 15th part. In question number 2, part 1, a pulley system has a velocity ratio 4. VR, velocity ratio is 4 given and efficiency of 70%. Efficiency is 70%. Draw a label diagram of this pulley system. You can see if VR is 4, then we need to draw 4 pulleys in this diagram. And for tackle, you need to start from the hook of the upper block and then come to the lower block, then again upper block, then lower block, upper block, and then effort in the downward direction. Please don't forget to put arrows in 4 strings and write down T for tension there. Calculate the mechanical advantage of the system and value of the effort required to raise a load of 400 Newton. Load is given as 400 Newton. Now we know the relation MA is equal to VR into efficiency. So VR is 4, efficiency is 70%, means 100. So 2.8, MA is 2.8 with no unit. So value of MA is 2.8. Now find the value of effort required. We know another formula, MA is equal to load upon effort. MA we have calculated that 2.8, load is given as 400 and then effort. Effort is equal to 400 divided by 2.8 and the value comes out to be 142.857 Newton. But you can round it off 142.8 Newton. This is the effort required if we are using a pulley system of VR4 and efficiency 70%. In second part, a man can open a nut by applying a force of 150 Newton by using a spanner of length 0.4 meter. So F force applied is given as 150 Newton and length of the spanner we can take it as D is given as 0.4 meter. So moment of force required is F into D. What is the value of F? It is 150 into D is 0.4. It means 60 Newton meter. Now further the statement reveals that what should be the length of the spanner if he is able to open it by applying a force of 60 Newton. It means F dash is given as 60 Newton. Now moment is equal to F into D. Moment we have calculated as 60 Newton meter and then new force is given as 60 Newton. We need to calculate the distance or you can say the length of the spanner. So 60 divided by 60. Distance is equal to 1 meter. You can see if he want to reduce the force applied by him, he need to increase the length of the spanner from 0.4 meter to 1 meter. In third part, where is the center of gravity of a uniform ring situated? Center of gravity lies at the geometric center of the ring. The position of center of gravity of a body remains unchanged even when the body is in the deformed state, whether the statement is true or false. This statement is false because in the deformed state, the shape of the object changes and hence center of gravity also changes because distribution of mass changes. In fourth part, what is the nature of each lens if its power is? We need to find the nature of the lens and the focal length of the lens if its power is given as plus 2 diopter. Now we know that power is equal to 1 upon focal length. So it means 2 is equal to 1 upon f or you can say f is equal to 1 upon 2 or you can say 0.5 meter or 50 centimeter. Plus sign depicts always power of a convex lens. In B part, the power is given as minus 4 diopter. So here focal length is equal to 1 upon 4. It means 0.25 meter or you can say 25 centimeter. So this minus sign is of concave lens. Power of a concave lens is negative. So lens is convex and focal length is 50 centimeter. In second part, lens is concave and focal length is 25 centimeter. In fifth part, identify the following wires used in the household circuit. A, the wire is also called the phase wire. This is live wire. B, the wire is connected to the top terminal of a 3-pin socket. This is the earth wire, the bigger and longer pin. Sixth part, name of the waves used for echo depth sounding and these are ultrasonic waves. Next, give one reason for their use in echo depth sounding. The reason, they can travel undeviated through a long distance or they can be confined to a narrow beam. In next part, which part of an electrical appliance is earth? This is A part. Outer metallic body or you can say outer metallic case is earth. State a relation between electrical power, resistance and potential difference in an electrical circuit. So we know that R is equal to V square upon P, where V is the voltage rating of the appliance, its square and divided by power, or you can also write as P is equal to V square upon R. In any way you can give. Question number 3, part 1. An object is placed in front of a converging lens. It means convex lens. At a distance greater than twice the focal length of the lens. Draw a ray diagram to the formation of the image. This is a convex lens. This is Focal length, this is twice the focal length, beyond the twice the focal length. It means object is beyond 2f. First ray, which is coming parallel to the principal axis, will passes through focus. The ray which is passing from optical center goes undeviated. These two rays meet automatically in between f2 and 2f2 and the image is formed a dash b dash here in between f2 and 2f2, and the characteristics of the image are real, inverted and slightly diminished. In part 2, an electric bulb is marked 100 watt, 250 volt. 100 watt is the power given and 250 volt. What information does this convey? If electric bulb is lighted on 250 volt supply, the electric power consumed by it is 100 watt. It means 100 joule of electric energy is consumed by bulb in 1 second. In B part, how much current will the bulb draw if connected to 250 volt supply? We know the formula. P is equal to VI for current, P upon V. P is given as 100 and then V is given as 250. Now 2 and 5. 2 upon 5, it means 0.4 ampere is the current drawn. Now in third part, when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a mechanical force. What should be the angle between the magnetic field and the length of the conductor so that the force experienced is? A part is 0. Force experienced is 0. In order to experience 0 force, the conductor should be parallel to the magnetic field. That is, the angle between the length of the conductor and magnetic field be 0. So in A part, our answer is 0. In B part, for the force experienced is maximum. For maximum force, conductor should be kept perpendicular to the magnetic field. That is, angle should be 90 degree. For B part, angle should be 90 degree. For A part, it is 0. In fourth part, how much heat energy is required to bring 3 kg of water at 25 degrees Celsius? So, mass of water is given as 3 kg and temperature is given as 25 degrees Celsius to its boiling point, and we know the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. They have not mentioned here. Specific heat capacity of water small c is 4200 joule per kg per Kelvin or per degree Celsius, you can also say. Now, how much heat energy is required? So, Q is equal to mc and delta T. What is the value of m? It is 3, C it is 4200 and T means 100 minus 25. It means 3 into 100 minus 25 is 75 into 4200 and value comes out to be 945,000 joule, or you can say 945 kilojoule, or we can also say 9.45 into 10 raised to power 5 joule. In fifth part, state any 2 precautions to be taken while handling radioactive substances. People while handling radioactive substances, first part is should put on special lined aprons and lead gloves. B part should use long lead tongs. With this, our section is over. Now coming to section B. Now let us start with section B, question number 4, part 1. A glass slab is placed over a piece of paper on which VIBGYOR, VIBGYOR in capital alphabets is printed with each letter in its corresponding color. A. When viewed from above, will the images of all the letters be in the same plane? No, because the colors are separated due to different deviation for the rays of different colors, that is dispersion. B part, the letter of which color will appear to be raised maximum? The violet color appeared to be raised maximum. Give reason for your answer. Because the wavelength of violet color is 4000 Armstrong. It means least and therefore deviation is the most, or you can say maximum. In second part, copy and complete the ray diagram for the image formation of an object AB kept in front of the glass prism. Critical angle for glass surface is 42 degree. This is a total reflecting prism 90 degree and 45 each. So at first surface the ray go undeviated. You can see they are going undeviated. At second surface here If we want, we can give the name of this prism. At this surface, PQ surface, you can say the rays are deviated by 90 degree, 45 and 45, deviated by 90 degree. On second surface, QR also, they are deviated by 90 degree. So total deviation is 180 degree and 90 degree is greater than critical angle. Critical angle is given as 42 degree. So deviation is 45 degree. So angle of incidence is greater than critical angle. So at both surfaces TIR will happen and we will get the total deviation of 180 degree. Or you can say we will get the, because this object is erect, we will get the inverted image of the object which is erect. In next part 3, in the diagram, AO is a ray of light incident on a rectangular glass slab. AO is a incident light. So, it is going from rarer medium to denser medium. Inside the glass, it is a denser medium. It is bending towards the normal. This is the normal, N dash. It is bending towards the normal. When it is coming out from the prism, it is again coming from denser to rarer medium. Now, in the rarer medium, it will bend away from the normal and it will follow the path like this. You can name the ray as A, B, C, D. So, AB is the incident ray, or you can say AO is the incident ray, OC is our refracted ray and CD is our emergent ray. And here, if this slab is not in its place, then this ray will go like this undeviated and this distance PQ is lateral displacement. You need to represent this distance on the diagram. This is must. Now, in B part, how are I and E related to each other? I is angle of incidence, this is E, and E is angle of emergence, E. So, I is equal to E because in a rectangular glass slab, both surfaces are parallel. So, angles are equal. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. For more clarity, you can refer to my videos on this chapter light. In question number 5, a convex lens forms an image 16 cm long of an object 4 cm length kept at a distance 6 cm from the lens minus 6 cm. The object and image are on the same side of the lens. It means in front of the lens. What is the nature of the image? Nature of the image, you can see the object is of 4 cm and image is 6 cm. It means magnified. So magnified image and also virtual because it is forming on the same side. So virtual and magnified. B part, find the position of the image. For finding the position of the image, V upon U is equal to I upon O. Magnification formula. So we need to calculate. U is minus 6, I is 16 and O is 4. So V is equal to minus 6 into 16 upon 4, 24, minus 24. So B part, position of the image V is minus 24 centimeter. It means in front of the lens. C, find the focal length of the lens. So 1 upon F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. Now 1 upon F is equal to 1 by V means 1 minus 24. 1 upon U is minus 6. It means 24. LCM minus 1 and minus plus 6 for 24. 3 upon 24. It means 1 upon 8. So focal length is equal to 8 centimeter. In second part, name the invisible radiation just beyond the red end of the visible spectrum, and these are infrared radiations. B part, state a property and one use of the ray. So properties are scattered least in the atmosphere. They have heating effect using a blackened bulb or thermometer or a thermopile, you can say. Third, they are absorbed by glass but they pass through rock salt. So you can write any one property from these three. And one use of the ray, used in photography at night and or you can say mist and in fog. Second, used as signal during war as they are not visible. And third, they are used in remote control of TV and gadgets. You can give any one use of the given uses. Now in third part, the diagram below shows object AB placed on the principal axis of a lens L. The two principal foci of the lens are f1 and f2 they have given. The image formed by the lens is erect, virtual and diminished. And we know that this combination virtual and diminished we can find only in the concave lens. A part, copy the diagram and show the image formation with the help of two rays starting from A. So this is our lens. This is the principal axis. These are the f2 and f1. Focus is given. And here is our object A, B. Now two rays and starting from A point. If you want, you can draw concave lens here. Now the ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis will diverge or appear to diverge from coming from focus f2, and the ray which is passing through optical center passes undeviated. These two rays meet at this point and here we will get the virtual image. Dotted you need to show here. Dotted image A dash B dash because it is virtual. Name the lens used in B part. This lens is concave lens because this combination of virtual and diminished and direct we will get only in the case of concave lens, always form diminished image. For more clarity, you can refer to my videos on light chapter where I have explained all these things very clearly. With this, I conclude my today's video. I will cover remaining 4 questions in my next video in part 2. Thanks for watching till the end. Keep watching, sharing and subscribe to my channel. Till then, if you have time, you can watch my another video of model test paper physics in which I have taken very selective questions related to this subject. Thank you.